discuss this with everyone.
Hello, and welcome back to Starfield. So we have just met the Starborn. Wow. As Walter says, let's get back to the lodge and discuss this. You guys can walk. I'm going to take the fast travel. Andreja apparently fast travels to the top of the lodge.
Nothing else. Constellation does have excellent lodging.
Starborn. Never heard of it.
How is Neon? Are you okay? Okay. I'll start transferring the data over now. Let me just bring it up on here at the table. Is that a prototype? No, that material isn't anything we... What the... Everyone, come take a look at this.
That's no faction vessel or Crimson Fleet. Secret military tech, maybe?
No United Colonies Admiral approved that starship design.
They call themselves the Starborn, demanded we hand over the artifact.
Good time for a group picture. Yeah, I like that.
Children playing with their parents' things.
What do people know? Any offshoot groups go by that name?
Not in any corner of the settled systems I've seen. Maybe a distant human colony finally popping its head up. Another house for Rune.
I very much doubt that.
We ignoring the obvious here? A heretofore unknown group who just happens to know about the artifacts. I'm just gonna say it. Intelligent alien life, or extra-dimensional beings. The original creators from the furthest fringes of space.
Or beyond even that. Is the metaphor of avenging angels coming down to keep humanity from forbidden knowledge not apt here?
So, we have a lot of theories, but nothing concrete. Except that they're after the artifacts, and they're willing to take them by force.
And we've got a diplomacy option here. Cool.
You do have a way with words.
I knew our little family was gaining a class act when I shoved that artifact in your hands.
Noel, start analyzing all the data from the ship sensors. The gravitational wave they caused, scans of their weapons, shields, everything. We're in the dark. We need to learn anything about them we can, including some way to fight them if necessary. Until then, we stay the course, collect the artifacts. It's even more important now that an intelligence we don't know or understand is looking for them. All we can do is be more cautious, but we are not stopping. This could end up being a race we don't want to lose. Vladimir, has the Eye picked up anything new?
Some glints of shine in the dark. Ready to hand them out as soon as you please.
All right. Good luck, everyone. And be careful out there.
I hope Cora doesn't get too much underfoot.
Okay. We get to add our artifact. And as mission reward, we got a better space hat.
Things I wish to discuss with you when you have time.
And Vladimir has a quest.
In my book.
I have something I wanted to say.
I confess I am afraid of how you will react. I am reluctant to put that to the test. But it is necessary that we are honest with each other. I know that you said you prefer to be surrounded by others, unlike me. But Constellation means something to us both. And I must be honest about why. The little I have spoken of my history has been nothing but truth. I worked with smugglers. I have caused my share of pain and suffering. What I have left out, until now, is that all of that was done on behalf of House Va'ruun. My people. My family. They have retreated from open relations with the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective, but they still exist. I was born in the great city of Dazra, and raised with the teachings of Jinan Va'ruun. I underwent the rite of Krejar when I came of age. I am of the promised, those who know the truth of the Great Serpent and his inevitable return. Thank you. I doubt many would see it that way. There is a reason I am only just revealing this now. Several years ago, I intercepted requests from Constellation to access Va'ruun's space, speaking only of exploration. I was sent to infiltrate Constellation, posing as a former smuggler looking for a new purpose in life. Yes, well, you were not the only one. Several weeks after I arrived, I attempted to access secure records within Constellation's archives. Vladimir and Sarah were waiting for me.
This is an important conversation.
Quite an understatement. I was horrified. My failure would be reported to the High Council, and the penalty would be severe. They do not. I have, for now, kept that information to myself. You and I have spent so much time together. It has been increasingly difficult to keep this from you. And I am sorry for that. Telling you this violates so many of the orders I was given. But it was the right thing to do. I can feel that. You have no idea what a relief that is. Thank you for trusting me.
So she just disclosed something very important. And you know that I already knew this as a player based on the clothing I chose to give her to replace her standard outfit. I kept her in the black.
Covering new questions. I wouldn't mind a few answers now and then.
Specifically in the Va'ruun style. And the necklace I put on her is the House Va'ruun symbol. So you know that I do. You also know that I thought that the look was cool. So, yeah. So we need to go talk to Vladimir.
Considered ourselves explorers? This really is uncharted territory, isn't it?
Gave up my room in the lodge so Andreja had a place to call her own. Everyone needs space to let their thoughts run solo. You had a hell of a shake, getting bullied in the void. Starborn sure know how to make an entrance. Ready to head back out there? AI can help you find the artifacts, but I'm afraid she's blind to our new competitor. Double-check the safety and locks wherever you go, okay? Exploration's dangerous, even without some nefarious group trying to kill you.
Okay, we also
Out there on the fringe.
need to talk to him about artifact temples.
I'd go into the astronomical charting data with you, but clear as day just to point you right to it.
So what I want to do now, since the whole Starborn quote-unquote quest, specifically the thing that comes up as Starborn here, since this was so quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to chase down the artifacts that he just gave us. He gave us 2 artifacts.
Since I got here, this has felt like home.
I'm going to chase down the temple that he has given us, and then we're going to go get the first artifact and chase down its temple. We're going to go get the second artifact and chase down its temple, and we'll see if that makes up for, you know, enough so this isn't a 10-minute recording. And I am... How am I doing on inventory? Not a whole lot. So we don't need to do an inventory run. I am going to take off manually so I can check how my power is distributed. It was kind of weird how we came back from Neon. Yeah, I think the new landing gear really does fit the ship better than the old one.
Apogee kick complete. Orbit steady.
Okay, looks good. I will go ahead and put the rest of the points in Grav. And now we pick the quest. We're going to do the Power from Beyond. The idea is that we're going to keep our powers topped up. So whenever we can get a new power, we're going to go get it. Because they are useful.
I will not get tired of that.
Engine down. Right by engines.
There we go. So yeah, our weapons outrange the Starborn Guardian's weapons. They have a missile which basically shuts down your engines, so your speed drops and you get 0 maneuverability. You literally can't turn. So being able to take them out swiftly from a distance is really important. Okay, scan the map. And we want to head for the scanner anomaly.
Gear looks green. Ready to land.
Now, I've been thinking about all of the little activities and miscellaneous quests and POIs and such. I think I'm going to leave them after we roll credits. So we're gonna finish the game and go into New Game Plus. And in the New Game Pluses, I'm going to start exploring the additional faction quests beyond what we've done. At some point, we're going to want to do a full scan of the galaxy and just kind of chill, but that'll be probably at the end when we've done everything else we want to do, and we've done the whole cycle into New Game Plus as many times as we want. At that point, I will probably start the long, infinite gameplay of go to a new system, scan all the planets, go onto the planets, scan everything. You know, it's what I think of it as the key No Man's Sky game loop, where you're exploring and scanning things, and oops, I forgot to put my spacesuit back on. So we took off our suit so we could be stealthy. Oh, we've got a new helmet too. We took off our suit to be stealthy, but now we need it for air. So we took a little bit of damage to our maximum health. That'll top up the next time we're in a ship. So where is the temple from here? There it is.
Why walk when we can coast?
Is that the direction? Yep. Whee! Oh, there it is.
Imagine how long it has been here.
Vehicle controls always seem to be a little clunky in space games, huh? I'm thinking about these controls, which are a little clunky, and how Mass Effect 1 and its the final edition that came out, I forgot what it was called, changed it to be better, but still kind of clunky. Not that I'm saying it's a bad thing.
I think about how the Great Serpent works through House Varun. And I wonder, does he work in the Starborn as well?
I think I saw a Starborn over there, but he isn't attacking, so maybe we can just continue on about our business. So Vladimir's first artifact that we want to go to is here. Let's head over there. That's Gunibu. So we're going to an abandoned outpost.
Good to go for landing.
Okay.
Service, Captain.
I think that's at the back. We can go around. Like, let's take this guy. Let's go around and approach from the back. Because it looks like we can just ignore the guys up front. I know we're ignoring some experience. It's over there, okay? I'm curious, what if I hit my stealth button while I'm in this thing? Nothing, okay. Yeah, you can't crouch in the car. So let's get out here. Get ourselves hidden. And I thought I saw something that looked like a silhouette. Oh, I see somebody moving. He's dead. And now the guy up top sees us. I missed him. Keeps. Got him. And that counted as sneak attack. See anybody else?
Another way into the facility, perhaps? Did they have anything of value?
No real point in picking it up, but if I'm looking at it, it's just as easy to pick it up as not, so yeah. I'm not going to go out of my way for junk at this point. I think we have satisfied that need. But we're going to look around because sometimes we will find things like munition. This looks like there might be people in here. Okay, so you can tell that my one button is the button I usually use to switch powers. Okay, so we do have some people. And we headshot him. Got him. This is like playing a first-person shooter with a hack, except it's actually an in-game ability to be able to see through walls. Okay, Andreja, now is not the time. But we'll talk when we get out of here, or when we're somewhere safe. Gonna grab the loot quickly from here. Another X-Tech, yeehaw! And now we need to head back for here. I will talk to Andreja before I pick this up. So when he went stealthy there, my power here would still show him. So Kaolite, actually, I think my only use for it is for something I'm not going to be doing. I'm more thinking that we're going to be just going for rolling the credits and then do everything else in New Game Plus. So I don't really need to acquire the materials for high-level crafting quite yet. We have time. But let's talk to Andreja before I pull the thing here. Oh. Standing in the water bad.
Never would I have imagined to encounter something like these Starborn.
Okay, I am almost dead. And that's my max health that came down. We're probably going to die trying to get this artifact. Doh.
Yes, by any meaning of the word. Regardless of how impossible they may have seemed before now, I must say that I do not like being threatened by anyone. If so, what would that be? Clearly, these Starborn are connected to the artifacts, which would mean that they are also connected to that temple you found. Did they make these things? Have they appropriated them? This all implies there is something more, something we do not yet understand. You are right. And it would seem that if we do, we may well cross paths with these Starborn again. We will need to be on our guard from now on. They seem to know much about us. Perhaps we can learn more about them to make it even. Whether we learn more or not, I now have a difficult decision to make. I must decide whether to report this to House Barun.
I think you should wait until we know more.
Yes, perhaps that is for the best. I would not wish to send them information now that turns out to be incorrect later. I do appreciate that I can trust you with this. It is good to have someone to talk to. And I appreciate that greatly. We should return to our search then. There's still so much to do.
Okay, so can I pull it without standing in the water? So standing in the water gave me damage to my max health. That's nasty, nasty stuff. Artifact data. And I very much want to fast travel out of here. Really just fast travel anywhere. We can do this. But we're going to go back and talk to Vladimir to find the temple for the artifact we just picked up. But this fast travel will get me out of the cave without stepping in the water and possibly killing myself by driving my max HP to 0. Talk to Vladimir to locate temples. Let's go do that after we scan Sirius.
You know what, Robin? Fine. You win. I'll ask this random stranger in the depths of space if they know how to get where we're going better than I do. Unknown ship, you read me?
Okay, that's because we did jump past it.
Robin, can you go 5 minutes without interrupting me?
Maybe if you listen to me every once in a while, I wouldn't have to interrupt you.
Already got one, thanks. She's the one who suggested this damn trip. Visit the big city, she said. The excitement will be good for you two.
Oh, if only someone had suggested a quiet weekend at home instead of traipsing around the entire galaxy in a rental ship.
If only. Look, do you know the way or not? The sooner we get off the ship, the better.
He hasn't told me where. I think a bunch of the conversation just got skipped. I must have clicked a button too quick at some point. I have no idea where you're going.
Great. Thanks for nothing, pal.
John, that's no way to treat a stranger. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm never gonna hear the end of this. Thanks for your help. Make your way.
Okay. So first I want to scan Sirius. I'm not going to land here yet. I want to go get the power. Then we'll come back and get this. You know, I want to do each artifact and its power in order. So we're going to go back to Vladimir. To talk to him about the temple.
You are entering United Colony space. Maintain course and prepare to be scanned.
Have we scanned Jemison? I think we have. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's the resource map of Jemison. We're headed for the eye.
Alright, we're done. You're cleared to land it.
Get that set so our... Hold on. Where's the eye? Oh, Vladimir's not on the eye. Vladimir is at the lodge. I forgot. Because he went to the lodge for that meeting and he's still there.
The city certainly projects a powerful image for the United Colonies, eh? It sometimes amuses me to think about what goes on here, right under the United Colonies' collective nose.
Keep both eyes on the back while you're out there. Make sure those Starborn don't creep up on you.
This is all
Burning
exciting,
helium
but
across the far reaches is dangerous
really a lot
work.
of pressure on
Been
us,
poring
isn't
over the charts, looking for another match. Think this one might just be it.
Okay. Power from Beyond on Piazzi 4C. Okay, scanner anomaly.
Landing side looks clean. Let's set it down.
Good day, Captain.
Okay, the anomaly is... Oh, obvious. And Homie forgot to rest first. We got our maximum health back. Now, I could just use a med pack, but I'm still feeling like a cheap guys, we're gonna get on board and we're going to hit the rack. That'll also give us a buff to our experience point gain rate. Okay. Andreja, you've lost your hair. I hate it when the model starts losing things. Andreja's hair is not the worst of it, but when a character loses one eye, so it's just a big black hole where their eye should be, that's disturbing.
I trust you have slept well.
But yeah, I think I need to recycle the client really quick. So frostbite and hypothermia are cured, and my health is back to normal. I am going to restart the client really quick. I'll be right back. Okay. That also gave me a chance to pour another cup of coffee. So we have rested, we have healed, we have cured our frostbite and hypothermia. We've restored our maximum hit points from where they were put down by whatever that stagnant water was in that cave.
Hydrocarbons in abundance.
And we have all of these powers now. We're going to keep Sense Star stuff going here. Although I think it's time for me to start putting powers on hot buttons. So Sense Star stuff is going to be on button number 1. Because apparently I have built up some muscle memory for that. And now we head to... here. Temple Theta. You know, I rag on these little cars, but realistically, you know, if we are in under 1 gravity of gravity and on a slick surface, maybe that's a reasonable interpretation of how the vehicle would move. So let's grab this power and then head over to get the next artifact. What weapons do I actually have here? Because the last time we grabbed a power, I saw a Starborn land. He didn't attack, but we still saw it. So I'm going to have the shoddy ready to go. We're going to close to close range. Calibrated shoddy range 20. That's not too bad. And we'll go at him with everything in the shotgun. So glad I don't have to chase the cloud of dots.
These ruins have so much to tell us. But still, there are so many questions.
There we go. Solar flare. I saw a Starborn over there and he didn't attack. That's interesting. I have to wonder whether that's a Starfield update change or something the mod pack did that made the Starborn less aggressive. Used to be the Starborn jumping you as you came out of the temple. They would aggro on you right away, and you'd be thrown into a combat even before you could really react. We're back on Sirius. We've already done the scan. And we are getting our artifact here.
Landing initiated. Watch for flaring.
Captain, do you require my assistance?
Now we do have the scanner here. It's amazing, after almost 2,000 hours, I was still finding new stuff. Don't know why I'm doing the scanner, because this is not a temple run, this is a artifact run. Now, I've heard that the update got us a buggy called the Moonhopper, which apparently is even more oriented towards flying around. That'll be fun when we find it. We call this a mech graveyard. So we learned about the mechs. They were used by the Freestar Rangers during the war, and they're now outlawed. We can see the remains of them. And no, you can't have a mech for your own personal use because they're outlawed.
Reduced gravity here. Very easy to overcorrect when moving.
Anybody who wonders why can just go visit the Armistice Archives. And do recall, this is a Bethesda game. They're not going to be bringing in a whole bunch of stuff like mechs. This time I'm going to keep my eyes out for big puddles of stagnant water in front of the artifact so I don't start losing maximum health again. That was embarrassingly stupid. There we go. So killing the Starborn gets us quantum essence. What can I say about quantum essence? Well, when you use Starborn powers like this, notice that blue power goes down. It used to be the only thing I knew you could do with quantum essence was make that bar recover faster. So I suppose if you are using a bunch of combat abilities and you're using your Starborn powers to kill things, that might be interesting, but it was kind of meh. Apparently now, you could use quantum essence to increase your power. Oh, that's new. We can favorite. So use quantum essence, increases your recovery power. Favorite quantum essence, apparently we can now put it on the favorites button. That's good. Apparently using the quantum essence to improve your powers isn't something we can do yet. We'll keep our eyes out on that. But I've heard that's what it's for now. Which makes a lot of sense. You kill the Starborn, and you use them to increase your powers, and yay. That means that people don't have to do the whole mod dance like what I did if they just want to get better powers. It means you can improve your powers beyond the tier 1. We're getting the tier 1 powers here. Later on, we'll be able to improve the powers so they are more effective, last longer, cost less, whatever the improvement is for each power. Typically, you had to do that by rolling credits and doing a New Game Plus. And in the New Game Plus, you'd visit the temple again and get the power. So you'd have to do that 10 times, which is why I'm so pissed off at the temples that I had to do 240 times just on the one character that wanted to get level 10 powers to everything. Well, now, if I can turn Quantum Essence into bumping the grade of the power, that means you don't need to do the temples over and over again. And if you can do it without doing New Game Plus, maybe you can get everything up to high level without rolling credits. You stay in your original universe and get those tier 10 powers. And there's a whole class of players that don't do the whole roll credits and do a New Game Plus, who will be able to access those powers at a higher tier. Now me, I kind of like the whole metagame. I'm thinking that New Game Plus is really part of the story of the game. It's part of the philosophical questions that they're raising. And if I remember, I'll dive into those when we actually finish the game and roll credits and start talking about doing a New Game Plus. I will start talking about the philosophical questions that raises. And if we get to the point where we've done that a few times, we can discuss the answers that we've received, because some things change when you do that. So the game is aware when you go into a New Game Plus. I'll put it that way. No spoilers. I mean, like I said, everybody knows what New Game Plus is. Many games use it, and everybody knows that Starfield has it because it's advertised as having it. Oh, I didn't even need to come back. I could just go in here. I'm going to go talk to Vladimir to locate more temples.
Not spend as much time here as some of the others, but I appreciate that I was still given my own room.
Okay.
I know everyone's excited by
How far we've come. It's all becoming so overwhelming. The Starborn, the artifact visions, the music. Is it all worth it?
Probably should have gotten the temple done before I did this.
Of faith? You?
What if the Starborn are right? What if our hunt for the artifacts is a fool's errand? Doomed to failure and catastrophe.
You think we're doing the wrong thing? We just want answers. Isn't that why we all joined in the first place? The noble quest of discovery?
Agreed. We should not abandon our mission when things become difficult.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to shame either of you. Blame the workings of a worried mind. I just hope that this journey doesn't turn us into something that we wouldn't recognize from where we are now.
Yeah, we didn't.
To interrupt.
Yeah, I did not want this.
Lot of equipment on. Gotten done. Rest of.
Auto save. Confirm. I want to get that power before we swing into this deep conversation and his follow-ups. Sorry about that. So, slight spoiler for what's going to happen in probably about 20 minutes.
You find any fortunate?
Give me another temple.
I'd go into the astronomical charting data with you, but clear as day just to point you right to it.
It's tempting to install the add-on that means we don't have to go back to talk to Vladimir to get these. In fact, at this point, I probably could. I may remember to do that. It's not that important. But it is a great time saver from here on out. Okay, Altair 4C. Open planet map. Scan planet. You don't actually have to scan the planet to find the anomaly. He's already pinpointed it. But if you do that, you get all this information. Actually, thinking about it, maybe we don't go for the roll credits on this one. Let's play it by ear. If we get to figure out how to increase our powers from their tier 1, which we're picking up now, if we figure out how to increase them to tier 2 and tier 3 and tier 4, I may spend a lot of time in this, before we roll credits, just chumming out in this universe. That's a temple. We're not headed for the temple. We are headed for the temple. What am I doing? Of course we're headed for the temple. I keep forgetting whether we're doing a artifact or temple run. And I have blown it. Let's get our boost back. This is not the kind of landscape you use the Daemog on, or the Rav 8 even.
Fascinating. I wish we had more time to explore.
I wish there was more to the temples. When I first came up on a temple, I saw this and I thought, oh, it's going to be a big maze and there's going to be puzzles to solve and enemies to kill, and then it turned out just to be the one room with the zero gravity chamber in it. Side note, as a software engineer who's retired after 40 years in the business, I hate to bring that in, but this is waving a yellow flag at me that says this is a placeholder for a future thing. I am hoping that at some point they do an update which completely changes the temples into something much more meaningful. Because you are acquiring fairly significant powers here, most of them. Maybe only a few of the powers. Each player may have only 2 or 3 powers that they use, maybe even just one. I actually have 3 powers that I like when I've got the full set. But it's going to be a different set for them. I could see this becoming, each temple becoming more significant, and maybe fewer temples and a choice of what powers you're getting from each one. He is... I think I can probably stealth up here. We could just run away. So if I can get him to not know where we are, we can travel out of here. I think. So Andreja can't find him. And this may just be me, but I think standing still Oh, it's working here. I've noticed before, sometimes standing still, you don't make any progress on getting hidden. There we go. So we've got the power. And I didn't notice which power it was. Solar flare? Okay. So solar flare is a, spit a directed orb of searing hot plasma at something. Reactive shield is defensive. Okay, so attack, defense. We've got a shield. Okay, we've got relating these to D&D spells. There's shield. There's fireball. There's disarm or something. Yeah. Sense star stuff is still our favorite. Okay, so back to the lodge. And now we're going to trigger that big long conversation that we didn't want to get into before because I wanted to get the power before we did anything else. That's one of those things where if I were doing post-production, which I'm not doing post-production for this series, by the way, just so you know. If I were doing post-production, I would simply clip out that whole sequence that I rewound across.
Nothing else. Constellation does.
I am having too much fun playing the game to spend, basically for an hour video, I would spend an hour to 2 hours on post-production. I'm having too much fun playing the game to dedicate that much of my day.
It's all becoming so overwhelming. The Starborn, the artifact visions, the music. Is it all worth it?
Mateo, are you having a crisis of faith? You?
What if the Starborn are right? What if our hunt for the artifacts is a fool's errand, doomed to failure and catastrophe?
You think we're doing the wrong thing? We just want answers.
No.
Isn't that why we all joined in the first place? The noble quest of discovery?
Oh no, scary phantom people that appear and disappear in front of me are trying to keep us from doing what we want to do. Oh no, well, people, I shoot these guys and they go away. They're not that
abandon our mission
big.
when things become difficult.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to shame either of you. Blame the workings of a worried mind. I just hope that this journey doesn't turn us into something that we wouldn't recognize from where we are now.
Hate to interrupt, but I have a favor to ask. Lot of equipment on the Eye has reached the span's end. If we're going to find more artifacts further out, we need work done. Got the nods and signs from Sarah and Walter for the materials, but I need hands.
Happy to help.
Won't be going alone. Need more than just the you and I. Asked around. A few constellations are already on their way up.
Okay.
I'll be heading to the Eye to assist momentarily.
So we finished further into the unknown, and this is a new mission called Short-Sighted. I'm going to cut the recording here, and we're going to start a new recording for Short-Sighted. I will see you on the flip side.